Yo, so welcome back to another video. As you could see, bro, the room has changed. I have turned my sister's room into a barber studio. So I'm not sure if you guys could see or have seen, but I posted it on my IG. I'm not sure if you guys have my IG. It's called Raphael. I think it's called underscore something underscore and Christ. So if you do want to check that out, check that out. But anyways, the purpose of this video, I'm not sure if you guys saw by the title, is to just talk about one of the biggest things that God has convicted me in, and that is perfection. Like, I know that God has shown me in that aspect of perfection. And I've seen how perfection could be such a burden, you know? I think one of the biggest things that, like, when we as believers talk about of being perfect, right? It says in Matthew 5:40, it says, "Therefore you shall be perfect just as your Father in heaven is perfect." And you know, one of the things is that kind of people kind of like confuse this, and they're like, well, we have to be this perfect person and we got to reach this perfection of being overly perfect. And I feel like that was kind of the route that I was in, where I was kind of like in this route with God, and it kind of like got too intense to the point where I was like reaching perfection in such a legalistic way, if that makes sense. Like, I would try to like try to be so perfect, and then I would apply this perfection on like everybody around me. So if like everybody around me didn't reach this level of perfection that I wanted to reach as well, I guess I would just view them as failures or something. And it kind of like convicted me, because I was like, yo, like, I'm tired of this, bro. Like, I tell God, like, yo, it's too much to have to be this perfect person all the time. And it's like Christ was like, yo, bro, I didn't call you to be this perfect person. Like, I didn't call you to be this perfection, right? The word of God says that that if you want to be righteous according to the law, you have to be even more righteous than the Pharisees. You have to exceed that righteousness. And it was kind of like God saying, yo, bro, like, I didn't die on the cross so you could try to keep the law. I died in this and I was the one that's perfect. I took that righteousness for you. I have given you that righteousness. Through my blood you have been made righteous. Through my blood you have been sanctified. And I kind of like confused that to the point where I was like exhausted of being this perfect person I wanted to be. And I think that's one of the biggest things that God has recently convicted me in, is like perfection. Like, I feel like when I said it out loud, I was like, yo, I can never be perfect. And I was like, that's okay though. Like, that's truly okay, because me personally, I've always been this person that's really competitive. So I would always try to be competitive and try to get like the perfect A's, and always try to be like the top of my class, or have like, or like be really good with the answers, or be one of the best sports players that I could be. And like, I was always like this competitive person. But I feel like when it came to Christ, I went from extreme to extreme, right? And instead of realizing that God already paid the price for me, I kind of was like, God, I know you paid the price for me, but I want to do as best as I can to pay that price back. And it's like, God is like, you can never pay this price back. And it's something that God already took care for me. And it's something that God really convicted me in. It's just chasing perfection that I could never have reached, and I could never reach. And that's okay, because I'm going to fail. I'm going to get upset sometimes. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to sin. I sin every day, right? In terms of like accidental sin, not like actively sinning. That's another thing. But God covers me. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm actually realizing now. And I'm kind of just in love with God because of that. So if you guys are dealing with the same thing, let me know. Put in the comments. But I feel like that's one of the biggest things that God has convicted me. It's like, I don't need to be perfect. And I want you to say it. I don't need to be perfect. God has covered me in his righteousness. And guess what? I can live a life without feeling this burden of legalism on your shoulders. You could be who God has made you to be, obviously. I feel like I lost that too, that identity of like trying to be perfect, and I lost kind of who I was, right? And that's okay, because God always restores. And it's one of the things that God has shown me, where it's like, yo, you're imperfect. You don't got to look perfect. You don't got to act perfect. Like, I got you, bro. I'll take care of you, bro. It's already been taken care of. You just got to truly believe it. So yeah, guys, that's one of the things that God has really been showing me. I know this is like one of many videos that I'm going to be posting, so stay tuned. Let me know what you think. Peace out.